Hello and welcome to a new video. If you're new here, my name is Tasman and I moved from Germany to the Azores archipelago. And lately, I've been struggling a lot with my mental health, which is why this week all we're going to do is to make space for joy. And what better way to start this off than to celebrate the opening of a bar of friends of ours. I'm gonna leave that in. Sir, you're on full zoom now.
Captain Jack Sparrow.
I hope you know I'm gonna leave that in. Besides socializing and finally enjoying the beauty of the island again, another thing that has truly helped me overcome these dark days is just to spend time outside, go to places you don't usually hang out in, and just embrace the beauty of nature all around you. Be grateful for the little things. Hello, good morning. I have decided that I'm going to work outside today because the sun is out, and on the side of the house it's still a bit shady, so it doesn't get too hot, which is great. Even though summer hasn't really, honed in yet on the islands, it doesn't really get over 20 degrees at the moment. So it doesn't even get that hot, even though it's July. So I really hope the hot days are still to come because I'm a summer child. I love spring and I love summer. And when I'm in Germany, I also love the fall because of all the golden trees, but that doesn't happen here. So, and of course, when you're working on a laptop, you want to be in the shade because when you're in the sun, you don't see anything. But I have a few things that I want to get done today. I don't have all day because I've promised someone to pass by and see their new baby goats. Very exciting. And I also need to pick up my partner at the harbor today when he comes back from the mainland once again. What I want to do is I want to write a little bit. I am currently writing some kind of memoir, Azores travel story situation. It's more like memoirs about my story of the islands. I'm currently trying to reach out to German publishers because I'm currently writing it in German. If that doesn't work, I might try to put it in English or go the self-publishing route, but I would really love this to be traditionally published because I want there to be photographs inside, and I want it to have an amazing cover and great quality, and that it's just available to more people than I can never make it available as a self-publisher because I just don't have the budget for big marketing, and I would love to have this traditionally published. I've reached out to publishers. I'm currently waiting to hear back. I don't know how my chances are because usually if you don't hear back very soon, that's usually a no. But they never tell you no. Like, that's the thing with publishing. And same with the agencies because you can either reach out to agencies that then reach out to publishers, or you reach out to the publishers directly. But either way, they never tell you, oh, sorry, we're not accepting it. They just ignore you. Like, if you haven't heard from them after like around 4 months, that is when you're like, okay, so they didn't want it. But you have to like come up with that yourself, and you have to wait the entire time. You never get like a quick email like, hey, sorry, thank you for your manuscript, but we don't want it. Like, it's a bit frustrating. I absolutely hate this process. I'm bad at being patient and waiting without hearing back and knowing I will never hear back if it's a no. But all hope is not lost. I still hope that maybe I'll get a reply and that someone is interested, because I personally think it is a cool story to tell, which is why I've started sharing it on YouTube. Because I feel like there are some lessons to be learned here, and because I think the Azores are so beautiful and so fascinating, and I know so much about these islands because I've been here for so long, and I've talked to so many people, and I've worked as a tour guide, so like I know a lot, and I would love to share all of that knowledge, like combined, compact, in a book mixed in with my own personal story. And I'm on the finish line with my script. I'm just missing, I think, like 2 or 3 chapters that are all about the house that I just didn't have the headspace to write while it was happening. So and I do prefer to write personal things after they happen, so I do have time to reflect, because I do feel like we do live in a time where everything is so instant with social media. Everything gets shared immediately. Every emotion, every experience that we have needs to be shared live, basically. So you never really have time to sit with your emotions or your experiences and to really process them and put them into perspective and just like, you know, calm down, or like really think about them and think about how you want to phrase it, or how it really was, like contemplating different perspectives and different opportunities and possibilities and all of that kind of stuff. So it was very important to me to let some time pass between the chaos and intensity of this renovation and me actually starting to write it down. And since the waiting time for hearing back about the manuscript, like, because you don't send the full manuscript, you send like the first like 30-ish pages. Since the waiting time is so long, if you ever even hear back, I was like, okay, I can leave the last 2-3 chapters for this time period. And that's what I'm working on right now. The next thing that I'm working on is my next Skillshare class. If you didn't know, I'm a Skillshare teacher. I teach writing. I have 2 classes on writing online, and I do have 1 more class about environmentalism on Skillshare. And my next class is going to be about writing again. It's going to be a course about blackout poetry. And I'm currently in the phase of doing the research and writing my script. And then in about a week or 2, I'm going to film everything. And then I'm going to make a huge editing marathon for probably like a day or 2 or 3. And then of like 12 hours of editing and getting a headache. And then it's going to be live before the beginning of August. So it's going to be live within this month. So that's urgent. That's something that needs to happen. And I'm excited for it. As always, I'm drinking my favorite tea. I had another favorite tea from the tea plantation on San Miguel. It was green tea with mint, which I gracefully got a huge package full of this tea last year from a friend that lives on San Miguel. She gifted me a huge box of this tea. But then I got a tea gifted from a German friend while I was in Germany, and she nailed my taste so well, and I'm obsessed with this tea. But it's almost empty at this point, which is no wonder because I've been drinking it almost every single day. And then I'm gonna switch back to my San Miguel tea, which I'm excited for too, but like I'm gonna miss this. This is so good.